Hearn found himself in a live confrontation with Jake Paul after the latter called out Anthony Joshua, creating a wild moment that reverberated throughout the boxing world. While Hearn doesn't take Paul's boxing prowess seriously, he acknowledges the influencer's undeniable ability to generate massive, money-making matchups. Paul's brash challenge to Joshua, claiming the former champion lacks a chin and possesses no skill, has ignited outrage among boxing purists and analysts alike. Hearn has repeatedly dismissed Paul's boxing abilities, labeling him an average fighter who is nowhere near the level required to face elite heavyweights like Joshua. He also scoffed at Paul's audacious claim that he could beat Canelo Alvarez, deeming it insane and indicative of Paul's overestimation of his skills. Despite Hearn's skepticism, he concedes that a fight between Joshua and Paul could be a lucrative venture, generating enormous revenue. Joshua himself reportedly laughed off Paul's challenge, suggesting that Paul is merely seeking relevance insurance to keep his name in the boxing conversation. The rise of influencer boxing has undeniably brought new fans and engagement to the sport, but the boxing world is increasingly trying to shift its focus back to professional fights. However, the mix of professional boxers facing influencer fighters continues to generate excitement, blurring the lines between sport and spectacle. Paul's challenge to Joshua has elicited strong reactions from the boxing community, with many believing that his ambition to fight a former heavyweight champion is unrealistic and purely attention-seeking. Some experts and fans are eager to see Joshua fight Paul, not because they believe it would be a competitive match, but because they want to see Paul get humbled in the ring. Even with an injury delaying Joshua's return to the ring, Paul still called him out, leading many to question whether Paul is truly serious about the fight or simply using Joshua's name for publicity. David Benavidez acknowledges that Jake Paul is one of the biggest names in boxing when it comes to drawing attention and selling fights, bringing excitement and financial opportunities. Carl Froch doesn't take Jake Paul seriously as a boxer, claiming Paul doesn't really know how to box and just jumps around the ring. Darren Till called Jake Paul's call-out of Anthony Joshua disrespectful, believing that Paul, despite his marketing skills, has not earned the right to challenge one of boxing's biggest names. Many boxing fans are eager to see Anthony Joshua fight Jake Paul not because they believe it would be a competitive match, but because they want to see Paul get humbled in the ring. Amanda Serrano said Jake Paul is the truth. Despite the criticism, Jake Paul has boldly proclaimed himself as the only real fighter in boxing, arguing that he is the one bringing excitement and drama to the sport. He has developed a reputation for calling out legendary fighters and offering them big paydays, continuing to claim that he is the biggest draw in boxing. Hearn has stated that Anthony Joshua is not fighting as many big fights anymore and is approaching the later stages of his career. Because of this, Hearn suggests that a fight with Jake Paul could be an easy money grab for Joshua, generating enormous revenue. Some boxing analysts believe that Jake Paul isn't serious about fighting Anthony Joshua and is simply playing mind games, using these call-outs as a marketing trick to keep himself relevant in the boxing world without actually committing to dangerous fights.